Happy Monday, fam. Happy Monday. It's Aisha here with another Monday midday motivation. So excited to be here live with you. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend and you're ready to dive into whatever it is that you're doing this week. I am feeling jiggy. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Feeling jiggy. Okay, so I just was messing around a bit, just waiting for a few folks to join. But I'm gonna jump right into it. So make sure whenever you do join me live, whenever you join the convo, to please leave a comment so I know that you're here. If you watched my live last week where I was talking about sacrifice and success, you'll know that I'm starting a new season of lives here on Facebook. And in this season, I'm keeping my lives like short and sweet and giving you a little motivation just to kickstart your week. So set your reminders so that every Monday at 1 o'clock, you can hop on here with me for about 10 to 15 minutes while you're taking a coffee break, or even better if you're grabbing something to eat, just something in your ears to get you thinking or to keep you going. So whether my tongue is getting tied, whether you're watching me live or if you're watching the replay, whether on Facebook or YouTube, it would mean so much to me if you would share this video. Just click the share button and let someone else see and know that they need to check themselves before they wreck themselves. So that's what we're talking about today, checking yourself before you wrecking yourself. And this topic just came to mind like a few days ago. I don't know, I think because I was listening to some old school hip hop, and I was like, I wonder how I'm gonna be able to kind of unpack this idea of checking yourself without wrecking yourself, or before you wreck yourself, in a way that like people can kind of grab it. So I don't know, what comes to mind for you when you hear that? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. So before I get into it, I'm just going to introduce myself for my first time viewers. I'm Aisha, a family and newborn photographer, creative mompreneur, health and wellness professional, business coach to new entrepreneurs who I help to gain clarity in their business so that they can design and navigate their success blueprints. And to stay, hey, my sister is online with me today. Hey, Nikki. So awesome that you're here with me. And I hope you enjoy this live. This is a first. To stay connected with me, visit my website. It's not fully launched as yet, but it's www.aishanesudani.com. Subscribe. Sometime this summer, you'll be getting the notification that we are live. And I'm also, of course, through my Facebook page. Like the Facebook page, follow me on Instagram. I'm doing all of my housekeeping up front because some of you guys don't stick around till the end. So if you haven't already liked my page, like the page and follow me on Instagram so that you are kind of in the loop with everything. So now let's get to talking about the topic for today. Oh my God, what is going on today? My other sister is online with me, also Rushalay. I'm feeling good, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, so all right, who is watching this right now? Serious talk now. We're gonna get down to business. Who's watching this right now and they feel like they're in a field where they don't belong, or who's achieved something great only to retreat into playing small very soon after? I'm serious, don't make me laugh. Who is out here in these streets just a complete wreck, like mentally, emotionally. You may be looking pretty and you may be smiling, but you're just like a complete wreck on the inside, You're still hanging on to things that happened to you 12 years ago, 20 years ago, and you're doing absolutely nothing to work through the pain, to work through the disappointment, the anger, the hurt, whatever that may be for you. I want you to ask yourself the question, is any of it true? Is any of what you believe in your head to be true actually true? Because yes, we've all been through some stuff. We've all been through trauma in one essence or the other, right? But is any of it true as it relates to not your circumstance, but what you feel your circumstance says about you, right? What do you believe about yourself because of all of the things that may have conspired in your life? Too many of us cannot show up in the world at our greatest potential, fully walking in our divine purpose, because we're not letting go. We're not letting go of all the things that keep us in this state of wreckage, right? So we have to check it, whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, whether it's spiritual, or even financial. We have to check it. And you know why? I want someone to tell me in the comments, why do we have to check ourselves? I'm gonna wait a few minutes. Let me see who's gonna be the let me see who's gonna be the A+ student today. Come on, don't leave me hanging, guys. Somebody tell me, why do we have to check ourselves? Why do we have to check ourselves? Okay, well, since no one's gonna respond, I'm gonna tell you why. Because we cannot fix, and we cannot repair, and we cannot heal what we do not acknowledge. So I'm going to say that again. We cannot fix, we cannot heal or repair what we don't acknowledge. So we have to check it. We have to get these things in check. And truthfully, this generation, our kids, our families, our communities, they all need us to check ourselves. They need us to be aware of how we are perpetuating all of these negative cycles just because we're too afraid or too busy or too affluent or too important to check ourselves. And okay, I got a response coming in here. In order to grow, we have to release excess baggage. Absolutely, that's the point. You know, we have to release the baggage. So just in case, yeah, we have to be aware. We can't release what we don't know. Like, if I don't acknowledge that I have a problem with something, I could never fix that problem. It's just that simple. And so just in case you may be wondering how to check yourself, because checking yourself, you know, it sounds offensive in some ways, like, check myself. Like, why do I have to check myself? Well, the truth is, it's a simple thing. Like, again, if we're not true to ourselves, if we're not honest with ourselves, if we're not willing to kind of accept the good stuff, the bad stuff, then going back to the growth process, that'll never happen for us. And so really what I want to do right now is just leave you with some tips and some tools that you can actually apply if you're ready to look in the mirror, to meet that man or that woman in the mirror and do the work. If you're ready to stop the self-sabotage, if you're ready to acknowledge that, you know, right where you are is where you deserve to be, whether that's someplace you want to be or not. If you're ready to reverse the generational curses, which could be, you know, health related, it could be abuse, it could be poverty, it doesn't matter. It all starts in our minds. It all starts with getting our minds in check. And once we are able to do that, then everything else can begin to come together, and just everything that we want or imagine for our lives becomes so much more clear. So so 3 things, very simple things. The first thing I'd say is, one second, I see another comment. Nikki says, been there, done that. It's accountability to help in future reform. Absolutely. Accountability to self. It starts with self first. So these are 3 things I'm gonna just suggest. You know, take it, leave it, apply it however it resonates with you. But the first thing I'd say is to pay attention and to listen to your negative self-talk. We all have negative self-talk. I don't know why we're programmed with it, but we are. And I know a lot of people say to drown out the negative self-talk or ignore it, but try that. Doesn't work. At least it doesn't work for me. So what I know works for me and what has been proven for others as well is paying attention and actually becoming familiar with your negative self. And the reason for this is because that person, that inner person, doesn't go away. And so your negative self is going to be with you probably for the rest of your life, whether, no matter how accomplished you are, how famous, rich, it doesn't matter. That Mr. or Miss Negative is going on this journey with you. And so my suggestion is to become very acquainted and to know her or him just as good as you know yourself, so that you can actually check. Get it? So that you can actually check your negative self. At first it may be challenging because it's a process, but eventually you'll be able to do it with ease. And so knowing what to say to yourself when you start the negative self-talk, knowing how to combat that by, first of all, acknowledging that you do this, acknowledging that it's there, and hopefully uncovering the root of why you believe these things about yourself. And uncovering the root gives you the power to counter that belief. Okay? And so that's the first thing I'd suggest. The second thing I'd suggest, and this is a very, very small thing, but it's super, super powerful, is to be grateful for everything. Be consciously grateful for everything. We have a tendency to only want to be thankful for the good things or to have joy during the good times. But when we can be consistent with our gratitude and with our joy, we vibrate differently. Okay, we are energetic beings, so we have to always keep in mind that it's more than just what we see. There's an unseen world around us, and so we want to be able to vibrate consistently, sending out those waves and saying that we are open to receive. So it's not like one day we're happy, one day we're sad, one day we're angry and mad, and we're all over the place with our frequency. When we can find peace and joy and gratitude in all things, it's transformative. Who agrees with me? If you agree with me, put a yes or thumbs up in the comments. So that's the second thing. Like I said, small but super, super powerful. Number 3, the last thing, is basically to stay engaged, actively engaged in your life. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I certainly have. When busy being productive, like I have less time for the negative self-talk. I just don't have the time for it. And when I'm kind of idle and just like stagnant and just overthinking everything, oh my God, you go crazy with all the negative self-talk, right? So I'm saying be very aware of that and try to be doing and engaging more so that you are worrying and doubting and all those other things. You're doing less of that. And it's also proven that like the more active you are, the more serotonin like your body produces, and it makes you feel good, you feel more happy, and the less frequent you are to be bombarded with the negative self-talk, which again is the basis of just checking yourself, checking what you're thinking, checking what you're doing, checking like what you're saying, what you're saying to yourself, most importantly. And so here's the bottom line, because I'm going to wrap this live up. At every given moment, you hold the power to rewrite your story and your future. You hold the power. You decide what's true for you. You decide whether you want to continue through this life as a victim or as a spectator. You have the power to check yourself, and you have the power to wreck yourself. It's really your choice. So let me know in the comments what you're going to choose. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I feel so special that my 2 sisters are on this live with me. But I'd love to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts on checking yourself. And definitely, of course, I think we all have done the wrecking ourselves at some point or the other as well. So again, I'd love to hear from you. Comment. If you would like, send me a DM. Let's have the conversation in the DMs. Yeah, and again, please share the video. Let's stop being everyone else's judge and jury and start checking ourselves. Word? Word. Peace and love, fam. See you next Monday at 1 o'clock for a little midday motivation.